Hello. Oh my gosh. Hi, welcome to our book club. It's been quite a week, so I thought I'd wear my cat ears today. I think we're on episode 27. Oh my gosh. Let me just check that because I'm just 26. We're on 26 of our journey through a Weedwife remedy. This is our new time, so hopefully everyone remembers, but we'll see. Maybe just me today. That's okay. We're going to be talking about Vervain again. It's always hard to switch times. I got a new job, so I had to switch times and move it up like 3 hours earlier. So, I'm going to just start reading. It might just be reading today. My fabulous. The cat ears look a little funny because my hair is up, but whatever. They've got little rhinestones on them. All right, cool. We are on page 121 for anyone following along in the book. Since I started this new job, I just haven't had time to read our section, so I'm going to be reading it together, and there's no discussion question today. So we'll just wing it. Just to wing it. See if anything comes up. So I hope you're doing good today. Got my tea and all right, so we are going to start the bitter and the blessed for Vervain as a touchstone for the heart. This is a quote by Plenty. Historia Naturalis, book 25. I think he is a Greek or a Roman. And so we're going to start with that. With this, the table of juniper is swept, and homes are cleansed and purified. There are two kinds of it. One has many leaves and is thought to be female, and the other, the male, has fewer leaves. Some authorities do not distinguish these two kinds, since both have the same properties. Both kinds are used by the people of Gaul in fortune-telling and in uttering prophecies. The Magi especially make the maddest statements about the plant. That people who have been riddled with people who have been robbed with it obtain their wishes. Rubbed. Hi, Raven. Good morning. Glad you could make it. I know it's 3 hours earlier than normal, but fortunately I had to get a job. So I mean, gotta earn the monies. So I hope you're doing well this morning. And, you know, it's tough. Like, 'cause I went, you know, I've been working part-time for a while, and this is full-time. First full-time in like 10 years because I've had health issues, and I still have health issues. So this week has really beaten me up pretty good. And next week I have to work 6 days. So I'm losing one of my weekend days because they're so busy at work and it's mandatory. So it's been tough. I'm just hoping that you know, one day I'll be able to have a job that I can work with the plants all the time, but not yet. Still working on it. Okay, I digress. All right. So people have been rubbed with it, obtain their wishes. So I gotta rub myself with some Vervain, apparently. Banish fevers, win friends, and cure all diseases without exception. They say too that if a dining couch is sprinkled with water in which this plant has been soaked, the entertainment becomes merrier. I don't know what a dining couch is, but it sounds pretty good, right? So I guess it reminds me of those like Greek or Roman paintings where people are like relaxing with the grapes or something. Yeah. Oh. All right, so that's Plenty. And I think he's called Plenty the Elder. And he's written a lot about herbs, you know, in ancient times. Many of the herbs we commonly associate with the heart and with love in particular are aromatic and sometimes downright tasty. Rose, hawthorn, damiana, and cocoa are almost a liturgical chant from the herbalists. Whatever matters of the heart come up, as well they should be. They are beautiful plants and have profound effects on the way we experience love, lust, and our own embodiment. But here I offer something different, a remedy for the arrow through your heart that doesn't bring you love, but rather keeps you from it. Well, that's really interesting. In Chinese medicine, the bitter taste is associated with the heart, and indeed many of our most profound medicines for the heart leave a distinctly bitter taste in the mouth. There are many examples in Chinese herbalism, but for those untrained in these traditions, think especially of motherwort, long considered an important heart tonic in Western herbalism. As Guido Massi put it, so Guido Massi is an herbalist, and this is a quote from him. Based on new evidence, it seems clear that bitters are more generally cardioprotective regarding the strength and intensity of the heartbeat and keeping to strengthen a failing heart. This is, of course, something most good herbalists already understand, since it is a well-known tenet of traditional Chinese medicine. The bitter flavor is considered an important part of regulating and strengthening the heart, or fire phase. Because hi Heather, you made it! Yay! Oh my gosh. Hi. I'm super tired. Oh, thank you. Yes, it's been a week, so I pulled out the cat ears today. Too bad I can't wear them to work. Oh, because I have these big old headphones. So, you know. Yeah. You know, and it's getting on to Halloween, so it's time. It's definitely time. But it is always interesting to know when modern researchers uncover some of the mechanisms behind this age-old wisdom. Just new hours? Yeah, no. It's been really tough. It's been really, really tough. And my second week, I'm working 6 days. So, because we have a mandatory, I'm supposed to be off Friday and Saturday, but it's mandatory that we go in and work on Saturday. So I've sort of struggled through my first 5 days. So next week I will be doing 6 days, which I'm just like, you know, it's yeah. I'm exhausted. So yeah, I'm a lot of things. So, I mean, there's so many things that I just can't even, like, it's just, I'm still processing all of my thoughts about when I'm experiencing. So, but it's been real hard. I do hope that at some point it will add up to something real good, but we'll see. Oh, thank you. Gonna need them. Sorry. I wish you could be here too, Heather. I wish we could spend the day in your garden. I think ultimately I'll be able to, be in a better spot, but it's just so much stuff. I just wish it was easier for me to have the career that I want, but it's very physical and emotionally a lot of stuff right now. And I probably have PMS, so I'm just feeling everything real big. I had to go get special shoes because I have knee and hip issues and I'm working around a concrete floor all day, and yeah, of course, the PMS, yeah. Oh man, yeah, I just yeah, I get to listen to whatever I want at work, which is really good. It's a plus. So, music or podcasts or YouTube. Manual labor. So it's a warehouse, but I am sort of doing what they do in the Amazon warehouse, but for a much smaller and a company that is much better, and they treat their employees really good. So it's a local company owned by one family, and I'm basically going around and they wholesale to smoke shops. But I'm going around and I'm picking, and I've got this little handheld and it tells me the orders and stuff, and I got a cart that I'm going through, and so it is very physical. I don't mind like that's good for me. I mean, it can be too much. So yeah, pulling orders. Yeah, I'm putting the orders together on my cart and putting them in bins, and then I take them over to like the packers, and they pack them up. And so it's quiet and chill. And I think a lot of this is, is not coming from the job. It's coming from me and all the things it's bringing up. So, I just, yeah. I just very much, yeah. And then I hope to move up in the company. Yeah. Because they have other departments and I can go to school and I'm interested in one department. So I think it could lead to things that, give me some financial stability, which is something that I haven't had. And then, while I work on trying to do more herbal stuff for money, but it just feels like a lot. And I don't know. It's hard. So anyway, yeah, a bit emotional. Oh, y'all know what I'm talking about. Everyone who works. So you can do what you love. Yes, I would like to do that. I've always wanted to do that. And I think a lot of people want to do that. It's a little more trickier when you want to work with herbs and you don't want to be an accountant. It's a little easier to be an accountant. So some days I wish my passion was accounting, but it's not. But just keep hoping. So I like my boss, and I like my coworkers, and that's good. It's a plus. So so if anyone has any good herbal podcasts they want to suggest, please leave them in the comments. Because I have 8 hours of listening to fill. So I'd love some suggestions. Accounting is straightforward. It is very straightforward, isn't it? Yeah. I'm not good with the numbers because I've got the dyslexia and the ADD and the numbers just like, and even at work because we're doing with numbers and stuff like that, I get a little mixed up, but for the most part I'm good, so and I wish our book was on tape because then I could listen to it. A lot of the herbal books aren't no numbers for me. I'm glad. Yeah, me too. He's great. So I like a lot of people, and I think there's some opportunity, and I think that's important. But logic, that's the logic, but the emotions are different story. How you feel, right? Yeah, and I'll probably use a tincture of rose, hawthorn, damiana, and cocoa right now. We were talking about earlier. I guess so we're talking about Vervain being bitter and good for the heart, and And I think maybe that makes sense because because you can think about got to go through your emotion. Yeah. Well, I want to just yell and scream right now and set things on fire, but yes. Oh, like, can't things just be easier? No, they can't. But okay, yeah. So I'm a little bit of a pyro. I love candles and stuff like that. So always have them burning. Incense, candles. We have sage. We sell sage. So when I go like past the sage, sometimes the warehouse just smells of sage, which is amazing. So I'm just like, as much as I can through the mask, but we have like buckets of sage, like humongous, like bins of it, and it's, I don't know. Hopefully it is cultivated and not wildcrafted, because sage is endangered. But it's just cool to just say like, sage, Oh, what? Sorry. You broke your little toe. Oh no, I broke my little toe in high school, and it hurt really bad, and I couldn't run. So I was out of PE for like a while. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, Heather. Oh, that hurt. Yeah, I know how that feels. And then they had to set it, they had to put a big old needle. Oh, no. Anyway. But once that happened, it was, yeah, no, probably no running for you either. Oh man. Well, I hope it's feeling a little better. Okay, guys, so we're gonna be probably a lot distracted this book club, but it's okay. Okay. So, how did you break your toe, Heather? Oof. And how are the kitties? It's been forever. Okay, so my thoughts. Yes, so they're talking about the never running in my life. Well, some people, running's not for them. It's not for everybody. There's a lot. That's why there's a lot of different exercises, or a lot of different ways to be moving, have movement. So some people like to swim. Oh, a kitchen accident. Oof. That is quite the kitchen accident. Wow. Well, I hope you're okay. No, I mean, as okay as you can be. Okay, so I was thinking about this just now as I was reading it, that the rose has. Oh my God, we're learning about herbs. We are. So yeah, so like the rose has the rose part, right? The flower, and then it also has the second part, the thorns. So you've got those two like opposites. And I guess you have some herbs for the heart that are sweet, and herbs for the heart that are bitter, because the bitter, maybe it represents those thorny bits, and that's really cool. Since I was thinking about the rose and how it represents, like, love and stuff like that. So, and you really don't hear about that This is the first time I've heard of like some sort of like idea like that. I'm on page 122. While we have often been taught to avoid this challenging sensation, bitterness can be a gift, a movement, a moment of transformation that releases tension and allows energy to flow. Vervain is both bitter and acrid and excels at triggering movement in the body, particularly in the case of stuck chi or blood, resulting in tension and pain. So bitters also help with the digestion, which helps get things moving. Tension, bone deep tension, is often a physical and emotional barrier to emotional love, as well as overall well-being. The kind of tension where you can't draw a deep breath, where you find your shoulders pulled forward over your heart in a protective haunching, where you can't stand the thought of a hug because one further ounce of overstimulation will snap your spine. Tension, like a spike through your neck that emerges out your solar plexus, that results in chronic headaches, an inability to speak in anything besides the machine gun pentameter, and suffering paralysis where lack of breath makes it impossible to follow through on anything. Wow, what an herb. I think that a lot of people could relate to this paragraph. I've definitely not quite felt all of this exactly like this, because for me, when I get upset or like when I have this kind of tension that I feel like she's talking about, I want like hugs and physical contact and stuff like that. So this is also the kind of tension that tends to manifest as emotional razor wire, leaving us isolated even as we wonder why we hurt everyone who attempts to touch us. So like you kind of maybe lash out. Like sometimes I get upset and then I'm mad and I try to push people away. But really what I want is the opposite. What use is love when we ward against it with every motion and word? Both conscious and unconscious trauma is held tight in the body, cooling down into long-standing patterns that result in chronic tension. You yell at Wilder. I yell at Eugene sometimes. Eugene, my kitty. Just because when he can only be fed at certain times, he's on like a regimented diet. So, but to him, he wants more food. He wants it at a certain time. And I'm like, we can't give it to you at this time. We have to give it to you at this time. And so he meows. And sometimes it's very, when I'm stressed out, it's a lot because he just keeps meowing. So I hear you, and I try not to yell at him, and I feel bad. So I try to just pet him a lot. And, we have to, sort of sequester him in another room sometimes. Yeah. Is Wilder being bad, Heather? Is he getting into trouble? Yeah, I try to remember instead of yelling, just try to go and pet him because he loves pets too. And then we tried. I can't. It's hard, you know. I feel like every time I'm maybe yelling at him, I feel bad. Yeah, he sits on my computer. So my cat Horace, who passed away, he used to sit right here on the table where my keyboard is, and I used to move the keyboard out of the way. So he would just sit right here, and I would just pet him. I couldn't really type anything very easily. So you could try that, Heather, unless he sits like, you know, cats really like computers. The laptop always sits on your laptop, like when it's like closed, or even when it's open. I don't know why. Yeah, open. Right on the keyboard. Oh, well, they love keyboards. They love like, and then when we had a laptop, of course, it's warm. Yeah. Horace used to sit on the back of the laptop, behind it, like right behind it. And then I used to like pet him, you know, on the sides, but he never sat on the keyboard. So I guess you'll have to keep it closed when you're not using it. But I'm sure when you're using it, he still wants to hop up on there. Yeah. And I think it kind of like, it probably hums a little bit. It's probably really pleasant. On my keyboard, it doesn't do anything, but, you know, because it's sorry, y'all, I'm tired too. It's a desktop, you know. But, oh, booty. If you guys could work it out, it'd be great, because then he'll sit with you while you're on the computer, and that's I really enjoyed that. So So, has anybody, I know there's like 2 people here, but also for the future, so anyone in future watchings of this, you know, has anyone experienced this kind of tension that she's discussing, the headaches and the, you know, shallow breathing, and it just sounds like a complete like overwhelm, right? Has anyone experienced this? And what did you do, like, to sort of move through this? It just sounds very close to a panic attack. Heather just said panic attack. Okay, yeah. It does. So yeah. So if you've had a panic attack or you get them, what do you do for them? Because it can be very, very intense. I used to get them. I at some point had to go on medication for them. And then I was able to, through therapy, to sort of you know, talk through it. And just sort of, I was taking too many things at once. Like I was trying to solve everything. I was too many, like, you know, wasn't focused on the present. And that, you know, anyway, I was really not. So everything felt very overwhelming. He's lying next to the computer now. Aw. Oh, hopefully he likes that. Leave the situation in store. Yeah. That's a good idea. Get someplace where you feel safer. Like you could go to your car if you're if you're at a store. My hair is just weird right now. Anyway, you can go to, your car if you're at a store. At work, for me, it's a little harder. I suggest the bathroom. The bathroom is a good place, or if you can get outside, and because sometimes you can't always go outside in your job. So yeah, somewhere where you can just sort of breathe. I was taught 2 breathing exercises. But if you try to just, breathe, just get some breathing going on. And but yeah, it just seemed a bit worse wearing a mask. Yeah, I agree, Heather. The masks, on one hand, they feel protective. On the other hand, they feel claustrophobic. Sometimes I just feel like I just have to take this mask off. Like I just feel encased. And also, like at work, I also have these big old headphones that are kind of very noise canceling. So I've got this bubble that I sort of have my head in. Yeah, so sometimes I experience a little bit of that where I just gotta take the mask off, take the headphones off and just sort of like chill out. Yeah, sometimes in the bathroom, just do that. Sensory deprivation. Yeah, you're right, Heather. And they have those people voluntarily go to those sensory deprivation chambers, but I think I would hate it. Because for me, I feel like I want to be aware. I don't want to be sensory deprived. Like it's like 2 things. It could be good to be in your own little bubble, but sometimes I get panicky about it. So, and this is like really with this job, like the first time I'm wearing like a mask like all the time instead of just going to like the grocery store or something. So, that's definitely an adjustment. But I wonder what this sounds like a good herb for a panic attack. I really would, I never did research herbs for those, but I was able to sort of beat it, help it move through it with therapy, and I no longer take the pharmaceuticals, but it was for a short time, but they really did help. So I think it could be hard because you really have to deal with how you're feeling if you're sort of that's all you have. I think that's another thing that's a little difficult about this job is because I'm used to like sort of being a little distracted from some of my internal thoughts if I'm nervous or worried or something. Like I know that, but like if I'm dealing with a customer, like then I'm sort of, putting that a little bit off to the side and listening to them. And then this job, there's no customers. So, yeah. Oh, so this sort of anyway. So yes. So sometimes they do help. Yeah, sometimes they do help. I do like human interaction. It can be difficult, really, really difficult, and sometimes too much. But it's interesting. I've always worked a job where I'm just directly interacting with a lot of people. So this is the first time where I'm not. And so that's interesting. So If as you just joined us, I got a new job, so that's why we're 3 hours earlier, and we've just been chatting about that. And Vervain, so I'm going to be on 123, and so yeah, if anyone knows any, if anyone uses any herbs for panic attacks, let us know, or feel free. I would be really interested in what people use for that, and and yeah, I usually do some passion flower and valerian for just nerves and stuff like that. But this is different than a panic. So and I have to use the valerian very lightly at work because it makes you sleepy. But all right. There are 2 signature herbs, I think, for relaxing tension that particularly impact the heart. Okay, so she's going to give us a few more herbs. Lobelia, which I've not used either. So the cardinal relaxant herb for tension anywhere in the body is a phenomenal accompaniment to the second herb, which is blessed verbena of Druidic fame. Okay, verbena. So there's like a lemon verbena, which smells really amazing. This plant has been considered a primary protective talisman throughout Western Europe. It's used in combination with other plants such as yarrow and eyebright of the fairy doctors and wise women to treat symptoms of the fairy stroke, which results in a sudden and mysterious decline in one's mental or physical health. More broadly, the herb has been worn or ingested as protection, any kind of as protection. It should be from any kind of evil, ill will, or mischief. So there's a word missing in here. So that's really amazing. So it looks like it combines well with lobelia and oh my gosh, Vervain. Oops, yeah. All right. So I'll just write those down for you guys. Yeah. Yeah. To go with the Vervain. But I think I would like to add, because if I was making a tonic for the heart and of this issue, of this panic, I would definitely add some like the sweeter stuff like rose and like my go-to passion flower and some of that stuff. So it's sort of like soft while getting things moving, like a hug and a shove, hug and a soft push. Maybe some lemon balm for uplifting. I don't know, hawthorn. Yeah, hawthorn is pretty great. I guess it really depends on the person and what everyone's going through individually and what you would use and the gentle, yeah, the amounts and everything and the formula. That's the cool thing about herbal medicine. Herbal medicine is you can make it to fit you, which is really great. It's specific. It's not like one size fits all. it's one size fits none, or no size, or all sizes fit many. Oh my gosh. I don't have the brain today for that one, but it's a whole different way of looking at medicine. I really wish that, you know, it was more, this idea was more widely practiced. Vervain, thanks in part to teachings of Matthew Wood, who is another herbalist, is now considered specific to neck tension in traditional Western herbalism, which it does indeed have a powerful effect on. However, Vervain's relaxant action also has affinity for the liver and the heart. That makes sense because it's a bitter. Bitters help your liver function better. Hence, and then helps your digestion. And where there's implacable irritation with fits of irrational anger and other signs of stuck liver qi, even small doses of the tincture can remedy the blockage. When this irritation progresses to disturb sleep, nightmares, and inability to communicate any feelings besides frustration, Vervain can also soothe the upset heart spirit, releasing tension and allowing the heart to serve as an open channel and sensory organ once again. So it sounds like it opens you up when you're shut down. Adding an aromatic herb as Tulsi or rose can further assist in the movement of stagnation and emotional tension. Okay, so Tulsi is awesome too, and that's what I have in my tea. I've got some Tulsi and some turmeric, and mostly it's just, I don't really make a true medicinal strength. It's just tea bags, but I feel like it definitely still has some calming. Tulsi really calms me down, calming effect. It's just due to like time, but I should really try to make it a medicinal strength Tulsi. Sorry, I stopped mid-sentence. Adding an aromatic herb such as Tulsi or rose can further assist in the movement of static emotional tension, where the events that triggered this situation are long since over, but the body is still holding on to the visceral memory of it. This is not a way of forcibly exorcising demons, but rather an invitation in the predicament, the protective membrane of the heart, to loosen its protective grip and allow sensations to flow in and out on the tides of emotion once again. You made some Tulsi vinegar, Heather? That's awesome. I bet that's really yummy. Your garden looked amazing. Like the pictures looked amazing. So yeah, it's so funny because I found out kind of recently about Tulsi, and I was surprised that I didn't already know about it when I found out about it, and then now I just love it. And I think it's I don't like regular basil, but Tulsi basil I just really love. So it's good. Nice. Ozark Oracle, her channel, Donna, did an elderberry tincture video. So if anyone's interested, go to Ozark Oracle, and because it's elderberry time. So on an aside, I have a playlist called Herbal oh my God, wisdom, herbal something. And I put all my, like, all the videos that I find by herbalists that I think are pretty good on that list. And, you know, so that as like a resource. So I have to put it on there. My tincture video is still on paused. But not next week, but well, maybe late next week, I might try to do some, I have some tarot, try to do like a tarot video, get that up, but we'll see. It's been pretty intense. Need to watch that. Did Bonnie help her mini pony? I don't know, but I hope her mini pony did help. I'd love to get out to Donna's and visit her because it just sounds awesome out there. But you know, so I bet her mini pony helped her. I love that she calls it a mini pony. I mean, it probably is a mini pony, but it's cute. That's a cute name. Yeah, so I just remembered I have to put it on that list. Actually, I can look up the list. Why did I have playlists? It is Herbal Plant Wisdom. I got like 50 videos on there, so yeah. It does seem wonderful. Cool. So yeah. Just herbalist videos from around the YouTubes. The herbalist community is not really a community online. I'm trying to get one going, kind of, but it's not like the tarot community at all. So, we'll see. We'll see. I think it'd be great, but people have channels, and some people have pretty big channels, but they're not like, they don't talk to each other. They don't do tags and VRs. They don't do any of that stuff. There's no like back and forth, and I'd like to see that happen. I'm not quite sure how to start that, but anyway, okay. The bottom of 123. If what is needed is not further movement, but a deep grounding into the body and into place, then I would recommend something like burdock root, oily and sweet and nourishing, so that Vervain opens the channels and allows attention to run back into the earth. For those that feel absent or unable to be fully present in their bodies, this can also contribute to the enjoyment of pleasure in the acceptance of affection and love. Aww. April Graham did her elderberry video. Oh, that's right. Right, I saw that. Yeah, you would like that interaction too. Yeah, me too. I mean, I saw that she did the video. I didn't watch it. I haven't had a chance to watch anything. But yeah, I think it takes a willingness to share, a willingness to, I don't know. I think it'd be cool. But I mean, that's why I'm doing the interviews, one of the reasons. So we'll see. But I tried to do an herbal tag 2 years ago, and I only did like a couple questions on it. And I don't know. I'm trying to get Donna to do something with me, but so far that hasn't happened yet either. We'll see. And I also have another idea for a lot of herbalists to get together, and but that'll be like next year. So I do have some ideas, much. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. I'll let you know all about that. I'm sure. And again, I apologize. This one is very rambly today. So, okay. So page 124. In addition to treating outright tension, I find verbena to be very useful in addressing the exhaustion and depression that can come after a long period of tension drains a person of their energy and virility. While I would not use large amounts of verbena in cases where there is a clear deficiency, I do feel that it could be restoratively relaxing when used in small amounts with more nourishing and warming herbs and foods. So maybe verbena is cooling. Hi, Kay. Hello. Welcome. I've not been able to take part in the book club as I'm back to work full time. Just popped home for a few minutes. Oh, wanted to say hi. Well, cool. Well, I'm glad you popped in. We are having quite a rambly discussion on our Vervain. So hopefully you can catch it if we're still able to catch it on the replay. I'm also back to work full time, so yes, good work. Good luck with your work. And then, if you have any thoughts on Vervain, you can feel free to, you don't have to leave them now. Feel free to leave them in the comments or on our book club Facebook page. So, but that's what we're talking about, or as well as work and kitties and all kinds of other stuff. So, all right, and it's a cool herb. I've not had much experience with it at all, so this is really. The world is more than mad just now, and ripe with tension that can drain us of life and love. So drink the bitter draught, carry a bottle of bittersweet honey-infused elixir, and make yourself an amulet of the delicate purple flowers. All are talismans against isolation, all are medicines to open the heart and guard our precious vitality in times of trouble. I'll watch replay when I get home after school. Awesome. Have a great afternoon. Yes. No truer paragraph has been especially now, this paragraph here. So perhaps we need a little Vervain in our lives, don't we, at this time? I think that Vervain is going to be a 3-parter. All right. I don't know if we're going to finish, though. Very current. Yes, Heather. Yes. The world is more than just mad right now, isn't it? Oh, my gosh. Okay. Everything bends until it breaks. Liver tension, stagnation, and heat. At the bottom of 124. Vervain very specifically tonifies and moves liver energy, while also calming and relaxing the liver. This is a very important and sometimes profound combination of actions and plant. This pattern can make the herb especially relevant to the treatment of hepatitis, particularly when combined with artemisia, and can relieve symptoms of chronic headache, intermittent depression, nervous exhaustion, and an ongoing physical tension that stems not from excess, but from deep depletion. People who match well with Vervain often have heightened anxiety, and edginess during the week preceding their menstrual period, while increasing dissatisfaction and the feeling of being both exhausted and irritability. You're incredibly wired. So yeah. They may also experience hot flashes, whatever their age. They're just so upset. The need to bathe. Quotes, the need to bathe in blood. I have heard exactly that use of words from several clients now, and hypersensitivity. This matches up with Matthew Wood's symptom picture in the book of Herbal Wisdom, which sounds like a good book. We need this. Yeah, I think so. I think you should grow some, Heather. But it just sounds like, hold on. Let me read. Let me just check real fast with the dosage. Yeah, so this is a low dose plant. So the dosage is 1 to 5 drops of fresh tincture as needed. So if you're just to take it straight up, when we first started talking about this, we did talk about this, which I forgot, but if you take more of it, it can cause nausea. So this is a plant that you want to take in small doses. A lot of times you take like 2 to 3 dropperfuls, and this is like just drops. So I think it works well for me. Like I think I would take it in a formula. It sounds like, but yeah, this is a plant that don't F around. I think I ordered seeds or have them in a cart somewhere. Awesome. So maybe next year. I don't know, because it's getting on to fall, right? Pretty much. I mean, it is. It's fall. So, but yeah, so if, you don't want to take a lot of this plant. But I'll next year, yeah. Oh, we might get to it. I got just a little bit more, so I actually think we'll finish at this. Ooh, next time we're gonna read about berries, the traditional medicinal use of berries. That sounds really cool and very appropriate because maybe they'll talk about elderberries. Yep. Sumac, that's always fun. There's like a 2 berry things. So, okay. Getting ahead of myself. So yeah, Matthew Wood in the book of Herbal Wisdom, Vervain, along with William Lessier's excellent observation that these women often feel driven to eat, and indeed there can be a sense of desperation to their food choices during PMS, often focusing around chocolate and other feel-good substances that result in either binges or feeling of deep deprivation and frustration. Vervain tends to calm all these feelings back down to a manageable level, not simply through its relaxant effect, but also directly through the endocrine system, where the indications are clear. Only a very small dose will be needed, usually only 1 to 5 drops. Some will find Vervain alone to be too disorienting and mind-altering, and can be maybe moderated by creating an appropriate formula. Skullcap and milky oats are often good companion herbs for the above indication, but there are also endless variations because Vervain people tend to be so hypercritical towards themselves and others there's often a element of insecurity and lack of self-love, making Rose very appropriate here, reinforced by Rose's endocrine affinity. That's why I was thinking about Rose, right? Like, it's always good to have that self love and to be kind to yourself, and sometimes that's hard for us to give ourselves that, you know, especially when the world wants us to sort of, sometimes it feels like, you know, wants us to sort of work ourselves to not do that, like to, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Loving words, yes, Heather. You know, we kind of get produce, yes. I'm sorry, my words are failing me today, but you know, a lot of times it seems like we're supposed to be like pushing ourselves harder and harder, and it's not very self-loving when you're just like always working to like sort of a exhaustion breaking point. So I get what you're saying, like we're never doing enough. Yeah. Or like, you know, our responsibilities, you know, force us to do more, so we kind of, and where we're just not gentle with ourselves, and it's really hard to, if you're not used to, it's hard to sort of go against that and pull back and say, hey, I'm gonna be kinder to myself, you know, gonna try to do what's good for me, and if it's working less, then it'll work less. You know, I don't always have to. Hi, Lady Blind Wolf. Hello. Welcome. How are you? I hope you are well. We are rambling through Vervain. We're on page 125 if you have our book. And we are almost done. So this is called diminishment, relaxant, diaphoretic. Nope, been stressed. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Yes, me too. I have also been stressed. I hope you are able to get some self-care in for that and everything. Yeah, there says it's going around. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I hope you're able to get some self-care in for yourself, whatever that looks like, and get some breathers in, and you know, help with that stress. So if only I could unpack. Ugh. Aww. Is everything like all in boxes and stuff? That can be stressful. I know the feeling. Yeah, 1 box at a time. It's true. I agree with Heather. Just do 1 box at a time. And at some point it happens. You know, it feels like you'll never get it done, but it does. Of course, we still have things in boxes. So we've been here for like since 2013 or something. But we have a very small apartment, so but at some point, you know, we'll move and yeah, I'll be able to unpack all that other stuff. So Yeah, tell the kids that all their stuff can't get packed until they get their stuff out of here and unpacked. Yeah. It's tough. It's tough. Especially with kids. Yeah. I'm sure that could be hard too. And of course you never know. You always like looking for things, and there's this period of time where you're like, what box did I put that in, right? Yeah. Okay. Heather, you found your seeds. Nice. Sorry, the place is really small and most of the stuff belongs to the kids. Oh. Yeah. Well, it's hard, but it'll happen. Yeah. Definitely. I would just sorry. Whew. It's been a week for me too, so. But I wish you luck, and definitely one box at a time if possible. And or maybe you can make a game out of opening the boxes or something. Like a treasure hunt or something. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't have kids, so maybe that won't actually work out, but that might make it funner. Or you could like open the boxes and like slip some like candy in it or some sort of surprise and then close it back up, and then like, I don't know. There's some thoughts, like an Easter egg hunt or something like that. All right. So we're talking about, right. Okay. Oh, they're older kids? Oh, okay. That wouldn't work for older kids then. Scrap that idea. You'd have to hide like some really, really good things in there, like clothes or some sort of. Oh, 19 and 17. Yeah. Okay. They're not into that. Oh. I don't know then. Yeah. I'll have to think. Maybe something will come up in my brain as I read. Idea. I don't remember what my parents did. We moved when I was 9, and my brother was like 4. So I don't remember what we did about the unpacking or anything. But moving is stressful. It's right up there with like new job or like, yeah. It's one of the most stressful things. So we're going to talk about colds and flus. Aha! In the treatment of colds and flus that present with chills, body aches, irritability, general tension, and feverishness without active sweating. A hot cup of the Vervain can relax the individual, promote diaphoresis, which is the sweating. So if you're not sweating and you're sick, ease aches and pains and make it possible to get some real rest despite the discomfort. It's a really wonderful and often overlooked diaphoretic, deserving of a much greater use in the U.S. especially considering how very common it is in many regions. It teams up nicely with elderberry and bee balm as well for an all-around and a bit more pleasant tasting, relaxing diaphoretic formula. It can also be helpful added to cough syrups and formulas for spasmodic cough. And Tommy Bass also almost always threw a handful or so of Vervain into his cough remedy. You can also use yarrow as a diaphoretic. I think yarrow is also very bitter tasting, so that's why elderberry and bee balm would be nice in that. The release, topical applications. Oh, that's cool. For muscle tension, Vervain may be useful internally as well as externally as a ligament. I have muscle tension and some pains and stuff like that, so I'm always looking for like new topicals. It has an uncanny capacity to relax all kinds of knots and tweaks in that area and can also provide relief for concurrent nerve pain. So you could also use it with St. John's wort for nerve pain. I nibbled on a few leaves and its flavor isn't bad. Oh, it's good. Of the Vervain. Oh, the yarrow. Okay. So that's good because I think it's supposed to be a little bitter. I'll have to nibble on a few leaves when I get a chance next. Okay. Oh. Many people are able to feel their muscles distinctly rapidly relax within half an hour of taking the tincture. Quicker if you take a couple drops directly on or under your tongue. If there are pronounced muscle spasms as well, use goldenrod applied externally can be very effective, as can the addition of a very small amount of Libelia internally. So goldenrod externally. I make a lot of topicals, so it's sort of, and so that's cool. Energetic notes. Differences among species to note are the relative proportions of bitterness and acidity. So these are the Latin names. So I'm assuming. So this. Computer, stop being silly. So this one tends to be more bitter, and then so I'm assuming it's like Vervain, and then the second word, the word that I put up there. Sorry, I cannot pronounce that. All are more or less interchangeable, well, with no nuanced differences. Harvesting. So here's how a little bit briefly of how to harvest. Gather the flowering tops when they look fresh and vibrant. For most people, this will be in the summer, but in the Southwest, it could be year-round. Preparation: fresh plant tincture of the flowering tops. It's traditional to use the root, but it seems to be more nauseating than the rest of the plant, so I stick with the flowers and leaves. Dried plant tincture also works just fine, so it's a ratio of 1 to 5, 50 to 60% alcohol. It lacks some of the subtle virility of the fresh. So she suggests tincturing it fresh if you can. I have used very freshly dried plants for tincture as well and found them nearly identical fresh, but it will depend on your source. Hot tea works very well, though many can abide the taste unless blended with other herbs. Makes a fine ligament combined with cottonseed, sweet clover, and goldenrod for general pain and achiness, especially where there is specific neck involvement or nerve pain. People of the Southwest traditionally mix the dried powder tops into lard for use on neck and shoulders. This salve is also useful for a variety of wounds and other abrasions. The tincture sometimes turns into a weird green gel after a while. That's interesting. It's still fine. You can either drain off the liquid and use it or just try to deal with the consistency. Hilarious in a dropper for the herbalist, likely alarming for the client. This bitter, acrid tasting green jello is a great way to scare small children as well. So this is the dosage. 1 to 5 drops of fresh plant tincture is needed, or up to 20 drops of the dried plant tincture. Large doses may cause nausea. People with irritated livers seem especially prone to this effect. So I think this plant would not be so. It sounds like it calms the liver, but she also said if you're irritated, I don't know. Maybe that would be like best in the balancing with other herbs, in a formula. It may also be taken as a hot tea. 1 teaspoon of dried herbs per cup of water, and probably needs to be sweetened with honey or something similar to get a child to ingest it. Adding peppermint will sometimes help as well. As a diaphoretic, it is best to sip the very hot tea slowly while thoroughly wrapped up and kept warm. Again, a large dosage, usually more than a few cups, can cause nausea in some people. Caution: can cause nausea in large doses. Some people advise caution during pregnancy, though I am not exactly sure why. If just in small dosage, I don't know of any reason not to use it as needed. But I would say that if you're pregnant, please consult your doctor and herbalist, on what herbs to take. Just to make sure, All right, so that is a Vervain. And we're done, yeah. So quite an herb that packs quite a wallop. That one you want to take in small doses or in a blend. Probably small amounts in that blend. Sort of like a lot does a little. All right, so if anyone has anything to add, or if you have taken this plant before, have any experiences, let us know. Like I said, I have not taken this plant before, and next week we are doing berries, so which should be pretty interesting. She mentions elderberry, blackberry, raspberries, huckleberries, dillberries, sumac, and then we'll probably combine it with this other berry chapter, which is really short, which is because it's just recipes of medicine making with blackberry and raspberry. So do your research for sure. Yes, on Vervain or on the pregnancy. Yeah, both. Sorry. So thank you for joining me on this a little extra rambly, emotional episode. Yes, do your research on the Vervain, especially if you're pregnant or just in general, because this is not your dandelion, this is not your mint, this is not your, you know, food is medicine. This is kind of a little more of a heavy hitter. So, you know, sometimes you need that. But yeah, I would do some more research on it. Heather, I agree. Berries will be fun. So yeah, get your berries, berry stories, berry recipes ready to go for next week. We'll be here at 12 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. And then Tuesday, if it works out, I will be having a Stories from the Earth Herbal interview with quite a big herbalist in my town. She has a herb school. So we will see, because she hasn't 100% confirmed that. I'm super nervous. But that will be at 12 as well on Tuesday if everything works out. If not, I'll let y'all know, or I'll, you know, you'll see it on my channel. I'll post it up as a reminder. So, but yeah, that's probably like my largest interview so far. So, yeah. All right. So I hope everybody has great. We'll look forward to it. Yes. 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 Heather, thank you. I really have enjoyed having you at those interviews, and I'm so glad you're able to join me in those. So I hope everyone has a good day and a good week, and see you next week. So talk about some berries, and I'm gonna try to have a discussion question and be more prepared, but that's okay. So, all right, guys. Bye.